The Dictionary of Real Estate Appraisal, Chapter N continued, page 158. Net operating income. The acronym is NOI, or it can be capital I over O. The actual or anticipated net income that remains after all operating expenses are deducted from effective gross income, but before mortgage debt service and book depreciation are deducted. Note, this definition mirrors the convention used in corporate finance and business valuation for EBITDA, which the acronym stands for Earnings Before Interest, Taxes, Depreciation, and Amortization. Net Present Value. The acronym is NPV. The difference between the present value of all expected investment benefits, PV, and the present value of the capital outlays. CO, for instance, NPV equals PV minus CO. That's the formula. Net proceeds of resale. The net difference between the transaction price and the selling expenses of a property refers to the property's reversion. Net realizable value, NRV, is the acronym. Market value minus all costs related to, number one, holding costs during the expected marketing period. Number two, all selling costs related to disposition of the property. And number three, the cost of funds or rent lost during the anticipated marketing period. Holding costs include, but are not limited to, real estate taxes, property insurance, liability insurance, utilities, and normal repairs and maintenance. Selling costs include, but are not limited to, brokerage commissions, closing costs, title work, and surveys. Net rentable area. The acronym is NRA. See rentable area. Net rental basis. See net lease. Net reversionary interest. The lump sum benefit that an investor receives at the termination of an investment after the deduction of sales commissions and outstanding mortgage debt. See also reversion. Net sales. Gross retail sales less returns and allowances. For instance, freight and trade discounts. Net sales area. The floor area in a department or retail store that is available for the sale of merchandise, excluding storage and equipment areas, restrooms, etc. The actual floor area used for merchandising. Net spendable income. See after-tax cash flow. The acronym is ATCF. Net worth. The difference between total assets and total liabilities. New construction. A building project that has been completed recently, for instance, within the past 3 years. New economy. A description coined in the 1990s of the influence of globalization and information and communication technologies on economic growth and productivity. For instance, the ongoing shift in developed countries from traditional heavy industry and manufacturing to service, technology, and knowledge-based industries. New urbanism. A 20th century urban planning movement emphasizing walkability, connectivity, mixed use and mixed housing types, sustainability, and greater density in city redevelopment and new developments. Nightclub. A commercial establishment oriented toward the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages. NIR. C, net income ratio. NN lease. C, net lease. NNN lease. C, net lease. Node. A cluster of properties with the same or complementary uses. Page 159. Generally, a nucleus of office buildings and retail stores. Net operating income. C, net operating income. Oh, wait, hold up. NOI, C, net operating income. NOI is the acronym. Nominal interest rate. The acronym is capital I. A stated or contract rate and interest rate, usually annual, that does not necessarily correspond to the effective or compound interest rate. See also effective interest rate, capital I. Nominal price. A price at its face value. See also real price. Nominal rate of return. An observed yield rate that includes inflation expectations. Nominee loan. A loan in which the identity of the borrower is concealed through the use of a nominee who allows the borrower to use the nominee's name and credit history to apply for a loan. FBI. Non-apparent easement. An easement that is not obvious or ascertainable by a cursory inspection of the premises. Non-assumption clause. A conventional mortgage clause that states that the owner-borrower cannot sell the property and transfer the mortgage to a third party without the consent of the lender. See also due on sale clause. Non-basic activities. In economic base analysis, activities producing outputs that are primarily consumed within the subject area or community. For instance, service or supporting activities. See also basic activities and economic base analysis. Non-basic income. Income that comes from within the community. For instance, service income. See also economic base analysis. Non-basic industries. Industries and activities that provide goods and services for those employed in basic industries, sometimes called the service sector. Non-compete clause. A provision that limits tenants from operating a similar business in a competing location. Usually specified in terms of distance, a radius restriction. This clause may also limit a similar business from entering a shopping center. Non-conforming building. A building or portion of a building that may or may not have been lawfully erected or altered, but that no longer conforms to the use, height, area, or other regulations of the zone where it is located because of a subsequent change in a zoning ordinance. See legally non-conforming use. Non-conforming use. See legally non-conforming use. Non-current liability. C, long-term liability. Non-durable goods. Short-lived consumer goods such as food and clothing. Non-exclusive zoning. An ordinance that clearly defines and permits exemptions to a particular type of zoning. Non-fee timesharing. A limited interest in real estate in which the purchaser receives only those rights specifically granted by the developer Usually the right to use a timeshare unit and the related premises. Does not impart legal title to the property. See also timesharing. Non-liquid asset. An asset that cannot easily be converted into cash. Non-operating assets. Assets not necessary to ongoing operations of the business enterprise. Note, in Canada, the term used is redundant assets, ASA. Non-operating income. The income that a business concern receives from sources other than the business operation. For instance, from earnings or on investments or capital gains. Non-realty interest. See business value, intangible asset, and personal property. Non-recourse loan. Debt agreement secured by real property that provides that the lender has no claim against the debtor in the event of default, but can only recover the property. End of page.